Welcome back to Bog Panda, the only show that has the courage to ask you, how much would you pay for a tiny coin door? I am Dr. Mike at Official Pagan on everything, and joining me as always.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tiny Corn Door. Any kind of that tiny coin door. Well, that's a tricky one to say. Uh, at KELLYTHUL, which is how you spell it, on Twitter and Instagram. And we sure hope that given this strong introduction that you said, these are the people I want to subscribe to. So go ahead and get that out of the way right now. Hit that subscribe button. Hit a like on the video again for that really strong intro that we just gave you. And
Earned it.
just just book it. And while you're there, check out Hard No. It's the world's shortest podcast, and it's only available from Bog Panda. All other imitators are posers, so we're the world's shortest podcast because we say so. And check out some of our merchandise too. Got some things out there you might find interesting.
Tiny coin door. Some sort of an arrow situation.
Yeah, it I have thoughts, but never mind.
I had another thing to add to that and then stop myself.
Yeah, I
Personal
just
growth.
did too. It was apparel related, but I said, no, no. First of all, that's Mike's gig. If it's going to come up, he'll be the guy doing it. And it's a family friendly show. So we're not going to.
Right. I think our heads were in the same place though.
Yep.
So Kelly shared with me. We've been looking at some of these mini micro arcade machines. And Kelly shared with me the Space Ace version that's going to be coming out. So tell us a little bit about what you saw with it. And then I think the most important thing is, what's the price point on this?
Yes, indeed. So it's one of the replicades. It's from New Wave. They do a very good job. They create a quality product. And that's reflected in the price. Spoiler alert coming up. They do make a quality product, and they tend to surround. So these are 1/6 scale. So your Barbie and Ken dolls can play them quite comfortably, and they do connect so you can play on the big screen and do all that. So you can get good emulation of Space Ace on there and kind of do it in a more reasonable size. But it is a very accurate version of the Space Ace game, including the side art and all that good stuff. Multiple joystick knobs that you can kind of pick the color of joystick knob that speaks to you. Joystick knobs, maybe another t-shirt. I don't know. Kind of the same problem as Tiny Coin Door. So we'll have to see. But multiple colors there to reflect
His and her shirts. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to think about it. But coin doors, because it's all about the coin door. You get mini coins with this again, that you can put your mini coins in your mini coin door.
The only thing sexier than a fake coin door is fake coins.
Yes, it's just peanut butter and jelly. And so so they've got that. It comes with some other kind of interesting nostalgia-esque things, like a replication of the original Space Ace manual that an arcade would get, including here's all the dip switch settings and all that kind of stuff there if you were setting the game up. So kind of if you're a huge fan of the game, that's another kind of neat little goodie from there. They've got, in the pantheon of cartoon women people lust after, Daphne from the Space Ace and Dragon's Lair Space. I think she's done well for herself. I think she's gotten quite a few followers over time. You get a nice little vinyl of Daphne that you can put on the kick plate of your little system if you just don't want to carry it close to your heart all the time. She's a looker, for a cartoon character. I give her props. She did a nice job. But you get the
You don't need to
Daphne
throw in
thing.
that caveat, sir, for a cartoon character. That's not very woke of you.
That's right. Yeah, it's a little judgmental. My apologies. And then the super intriguing thing. So games of this ilk, Space Ace and Dragon's Lair in particular, were video disc games. So what would Space Ace be without a mini video disc player? and a mini video disc of Space Ace that you can put in it as you're filling your small coin door. You can go put some of your small uh, video disc player. So you include one of those too. So there's like a lot of stuff. And they're
And
better
that
because they're
attention to
charging
detail is
170
crazy.
bucks for it.
Yeah. That
So
price point is so
the top,
these things I think they look really great. And like you said, the attention to detail and the build quality, I've seen tons of reviews of these. Everything like nothing but praise for them that everyone always has. I think they look really cool. I can't buy them because it'll turn into a collection of them. And I already have my like 3/4 scale arcade going. I'm not gonna it's gonna be a hard sell to be like, all right, I'm taking another room in the house. That's gonna be my 1/6 scale arcade. That's gonna be a tough sell. And at 170 or $180, that is a steep price point. When you can get, an X Games mini for around 400 when you catch them on sale. Um, a lot of the arcade one-ups are in that 4 to 500 range. That's two of these. It's gonna put you at a 3/4 scale arcade cabinet. So that's a rough price. The flip side of that, just like we've talked about with a few things, is you are getting a lot with this. I mean, it's out, with the mini laser disc player and the mini laser disc and all. I mean, that kind of attention to detail is just crazy. So that's awesome. But I do think that this is something, whereas I wouldn't say an impulse buy, but I could see somebody who's just a casual gaming fan buying a Legends or buying one of the arcade one-up units. I can't see a casual fan purchasing this. This is definitely something that's geared towards, huge Space Ace fans.
yeah, I mean, I think you've got to be all in, or you're either all in on the particular game, or you're all in creating a 1/6 size world for you to rule over and do that. But it does, because very quickly you go down that slippery slope of, well, if I get a Space Ace one and I can put Space Invaders by it, and I can this is the exact layout of the arcade I used to go in growing up. And
you're laying down a tiny tile floor and you're
I don't think they've done the 2 scale change machine. Maybe they have. I know
I
they've
think
done
they have.
they've
Yeah, I
done the
think
soda machine. I know for sure.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a change machine as well.
That would make sense. Now they just need, a high school dropout with a 1/6 scale high school dropout.
Comes in a creepy van that you can
Yeah,
park outside.
with the porthole in the back. The little bubble
Carpet
port.
it.
Yep, that's what you need. But yeah, I mean, I just think it could be so beautiful. It would be wonderful to do it, but it would also uh, rival the expenses of going the 1/3 scale, like you talked about. Pretty quickly, it would add up.
Yeah.
These things are great. So you either got to be bought into, I want to rule a 6 scale world, or there's just a system that you are so in love with, that to have something to put on your altar to Joust or Mortal Kombat or whatever it might be. And that, looking through all the games that I've enjoyed over time, I think Joust would be almost rises to the level where I say, okay, for Joust, I'll do it. But I have the same fear you do, that I have a feeling if I get this, I'm going to like the quality so well. It's like, oh, one more won't be bad. Joust
Then
is
you're living in a tiny strip mall that you built inside your garage.
here's my tiny Spencers over here. There's inappropriate joke gifts in there you can get.
There's a fight at the food court.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
that's how
don't think
Kelly gets divorced.
that would be. Yeah. I gotta go down. There's a fight in the food court.
Damn kids, it's the summer.
Yeah, it would be and a little fountain in the middle. I think they need to convert a room to. So you don't need a big room for 6 scale, So there's
True,
that.
that's true.
But this is, I mean, it's really great. It's a really great product. And for the right person, I don't think they've wait. I think you're paying fair market value for what you're getting, but it's just, it's got to speak to, it's got to have a special place in your heart for me for it to go this way. And I
Yeah.
do like Dragon's Lair and Space Ace quite a bit. Big fans of those, but um, I've got them. I've got them on my Legends Ultimate. I got it on Super Console X. So I'm pretty
What's
sure
the
I'm going to have
one
it
that
on.
you think you would break and buy?
What was that?
Yeah. What's the one that would break you and you'd have to buy it? Is it Joust?
I think it's Joust for me. How about you?
So I mean, Mortal Kombat's probably my favorite arcade game, but I have a Mortal Kombat cabinet, so there'd be no reason to buy that one. So it'd have to be something where it's a game that I equally love or close to equally love, but no, they're not going to do an arcade one-up recreation of. So it'd have to be Satan's Hollow because that's just such an over-the-top arcade cabinet. I actually was going at one point was going to buy a full-size Satan's Hollow arcade cabinet, and I had a guy track it down for me, and he fell in love with it, and he ended up keeping it for himself. And it was going to be a ton of money anyway, so I don't think I would have pulled the trigger on it. It's, if anybody hasn't seen it, look for it, go Google it. It's an insane cabinet. It had like an overhang that went over your head with black lights and stuff like that, and just crazy, crazy stuff. Something that they couldn't replicate in a 3/4 scale. You just couldn't do it because, again, you had to step into it essentially, and it had lights and all kinds of things to it. They can't recreate that at a 3/4 scale, so that's not going to happen. You can find Satan's Hollow and play the game itself pretty easily, but you're just not going to get that recreation of it without buying one or making it yourself at home. So I would probably get something like that, and then I would honestly just kind of put it up on a shelf as a display piece because, again, I can play Satan's Hollow on a number of other platforms.
That'd be cool. So we just wanted to share. We think it's pretty cool. Props to New Wave for the quality of stuff they put out.
Yeah, the stuff always looks great. And I mean, now they have tiny faux coin doors. So
right. Yeah. That's maybe your one quibble in terms of where your priorities lie.
Bog Panda.